Hello, everybody, and welcome back to M&J Games. I am Michael, and I am joined once again, by Planet Plipcam. Plip, how are you doing today, man?
Hello everyone, thanks so much for having me. This looks incredible. It's like a ski resort. Wow.
Yeah, this is such a unique park. Before we begin, make sure everybody go check out Plipcam's channel, as it is amazing content on the Xbox, the inferior
Thank you.
console, but great content nonetheless. Um, um, but no, I'm just kidding, man. I love the work you do over there. You do such an amazing job with the creators on Xbox and showcasing them.
Thank
Um,
you.
but this is called Iron Mountain, and it's created by Ron Burgundy. Or no, Ronnie Burgundy. My bad. I just saw. I just thought of Anchorman there, Ronnie Burgundy, and it says, "Welcome to Iron Mountain. 22 rides and no DLC used. 2 water rides, 1 coaster, and 2 scenic transport rides. Hope you enjoy your visit." You already mentioned it, Plip, but just what are your kind of initial thoughts as we're just kind of seeing the overview here?
I am lost for words. Look, like when you were going up the hill, it was almost like I think they cut like a fake summit when you're going like mountaineering. You just keep going, and it just carried on. I was like, when is this cinematic going to end? But wow, really amazing, and it utilizes it's called a gondola, isn't it? A ski lift kind of thing.
Hmm.
So well, I mean, amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. When we pulled this up, you're like, "Oh my gosh, it looks like a ski lift," and it's just without the snow. But yeah, I mean, as you can see now here at the entrance, I think there's a point even in Plipcam mode where I was like, "Oh my gosh, we're not even at the top yet." um, but as it said, there's just 1 coaster in the park. There's 2 water rides, 22 flat rides, and we have a long walk ahead of us. Um,
I'm so glad we're not walking because my calves would be
oh
dying.
my God.
Would be on fire.
Yeah, I mean, could you imagine walking up a theme park like this? I mean, this is insane. But yeah, I mean, I love
I
those little
know.
gondolas. And I think this is a flat ride. Okay. I mean, we're going to come to a lot of flat rides, so I don't really focus too much on those. I will say we don't really get on the train that goes around it at the end just for sake of time, but we do ride all the other rides. And you can see this massive coaster right, right here at the beginning. What do you think about this kind of queue covering and queue path area here?
Very nice. Yeah, I think I love how you got the supports in the middle and the different textures as well. It's like a concrete kind of pillar and then a bit of wood and your tile roofing. Yeah, really nice. And as you say, it's the only one coaster in the park, is it? So I guess this will be very exploratory and going all the way around the park, I guess.
Hmm. And this is an F25 tire launch coaster. And yeah, so let's enjoy the coaster.
So I'm just looking at the nuts and bolts on the coaster, and it looks um, nearly maximum track length. Um, so I think it's really good smoothness for going for those longer track pieces.
Hmm.
To certainly keep the percentage down, it's sometimes good to go for the longer ones. Some nice hang time on some of these inversions. But yeah, nice and smooth. I think obviously lower track length would be nicer, but I think good job.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's a lot easier to smooth out smaller track pieces. Only thing there is you got that pole right in the middle, but that's kind of it's
Yeah,
because of that gondola up there. It has to have that
easy
support.
fix.
um,
Yeah.
yeah, I agree with you, and I think for in this park's create, as you can see down there, is I haven't taken the HUD off the screen yet. It's only at 62% on the PS5, so that's roughly 95% or so on the PS4. So this is definitely a last gen console park. But yeah, I agree with everything you said there. I think it's a fun ride for long track pieces. Definitely pretty smooth, and yeah, good start to the tour in terms of looking at that coaster. Gosh, I love the train going over the track. The
Nice color scheme.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to know how long.
Long trek up to the next bit.
Yeah, agreed. I wonder how long the terraforming took to get all the terrain working in this park. I don't even want to think about that. I love these little stalls here. And as you said before, you mentioned it looking at the queue. There's a lot of different building pieces that are being used and stuff like that. So anything else kind of standing out to you?
Well, I'm looking at the pathing, and it's interesting how you've got it is all raised from the floor. It would be nice to maybe try and go down one more, click the ramp down, and try and get onto the plateau of the
Yeah.
actual terrain. As you can see, it is all raised up, but it would be nice to have a little bit of variation between that, so you feel like you're actually landing in a zone. But really nice terrain, and you've got the rock work, and it's not just grass all around the
Hmm.
terraforming. You do need that rock work to make it sell itself, and that's done there really nicely.
Yeah. And once again, a nice little queue cover there for the flat ride. I think what's amazing about this is just the layout of it. You can walk up a big hill, you could cross over to the other side, walk up the big hill, and so it's very repetitive, but it just really works because it's got all these kind of different levels to it. Um, you got another flat ride there. I like that bathroom right there.
It's quite amazing how you've got. Yeah, it's nice. It's amazing how you've got such tall rides already on such a tall park. Um,
Yeah.
I mean, it would be quite slippy in the ice. I think there's no real breaks or turns in these slopes. It's just continually in a line, and I think I'd like to take a sledge on it
Yeah, you
maybe.
can see right here, I realized, oh boy, I passed the go-karts. It's just hard to tell like when actual rides are coming up other than the coaster because that's the one you obviously see. But we're gonna take a ride on this go-karts. I think we do two laps around. And I just love it's put in rocks, but it's not overly done, right? Have you made a go-kart game yet?
Nice and low cave just there.
Oh, my bad.
Say again, sorry, Michael.
No, yeah, you can go ahead.
Have I built go karts? No, not really. I haven't built a full go-kart track how I would like to. We had a really good example. I did a little spotlight with Matty
Hmm.
on his channel, and really amazing by Shapstick it was, and amazing how you got the actual different terrain and different pallets into the actual flooring to make it look like how they do when they cover up with tarmac and stuff. That was a good example. But no, myself, not really. But as we go for the second lap around here, it looks like we're winning this race. Are you
Oh, no,
driving this?
definitely not. I would probably be in last if I was driving. Yeah, I agree with you. I want to do one. I might do one in my park I'm working on now. Um, but I would just have to look up and kind of do some research on how I wanted to really theme around it to make it look realistic and everything. But this is really cool, kind of going in and out of the terrain and stuff, and through these hills and stuff. Really, really well done.
You can imagine the peeps stood on the path and just looking down and running across and looking over. Really nice peep interaction with the
Yeah,
rides.
agreed. I mean, could you imagine that last part where you're basically, if you somehow go crazy over the edge, insane. Um, Gosh, this is just incredible to terraform it this much and just have this idea of just having everything just kind of continue going up the hill. Like we are so high up on this mountain.
Sometimes you need these kind of restrictions or like little quirky things to make you really use your imagination, whether it's going for huge scale at one end of the scale, like really mini park, or if you've got a nice sometimes people do flat parks where you're not allowed above a
Hmm.
certain like height, or even just on a terrain slope like this. It really makes you think of realism, and also just how are you going to get your rides in. And I think this is brilliant to practice your terrain work
Yeah,
as well.
agreed, agreed. But it's like each time you come to a new level, it's like okay, we're near the top, and then it's like nope, keep going. But I think we are finally at the top now, and so you can kind of see the view down there. Um, it's almost like we're almost getting close to being level with the peaks on those mountains in the background. Insane. Um, yeah, and then we're gonna see the log flume here, and you can kind of see the gondolas there. I'm just really impressed with the overall build in this park, and as you said, there are some things here and there definitely that, like with the terrain and the path kind of matching up with the terrain. But I think overall, this is just really, really beautiful park and really well done and really creative.
Very nice overheads with that light as well. Nice inventive way, instead of it just being on a flagpole or whatever, putting it over the top, as you can see now even on the ride.
Yeah, that's really
Really
cool.
nice.
Really, really well done. Oh, that's a cool view right there of that little looper ride or whatever it's called. I always
Mm,
forget the name of that one. Yeah.
same here. No idea.
Look at these views.
We've got some floating trees around. Um,
This is, I mean, this is insane.
Yeah, some floating trees, but again, very easy mistake to make. Just
Hmm.
sink them down a little bit more, instead of just doing the sink to terrain and stuff like that. Look at that view.
Oh yeah.
It's like on
I
a
think I
cliff
show a
edge.
view kind of overhead afterwards where you really see like it's just this massive drop off on a cliff. And I mean, I wonder if you were to build up a coaster to this height, how many feet does it say you're in the air? That'd be really cool if this creator ever does see this, to kind of test it out in this park and just build a coaster beside it to this height and see how high off the ground did make this. Oh, we hit our heads. It's a little bit of a rough turn there for
A few grazes on the knuckles.
yep. Man, this is, I mean, but it's just like we said before. I mean, just, it's challenging yourself to kind of build at a different style. And that's something I need to do at some point, is kind of step out of my comfort zone in building. And I'm trying to do that a little bit more with working with terrain and trying to just be more detailed with buildings. But this is just, I mean, the views are insane.
It's so refreshing to actually see
Hmm.
not just a flat map. I know Planet Zoo do a brilliant job of doing the outside of their actual park maps, but in Planet Coaster, you do have to go a long way to actually be able to see the exterior of the actual map, and it's lovely to see that scenery because you usually don't see it. Whoa, what are we doing now? It was spiraling down.
Yeah. I mean, look
That's
at this view.
crazy.
Like, it looks like we're almost like level with the, about 3/4 of the way up those mountains, which is crazy. Oh, fire. Yeah. So what are your thoughts of that log flume?
Very good. I love the views, as I've been saying all the way around, and then lighting as well. I'm sure at night time that's a very nice ride to go on. I don't think water rides are open too much at night. Certainly in the UK they're not, but yeah, that would be a good night ride. One thing I would say is Michael did point out you've got to have a look at the bottom of the drop if you're going so abruptly to the left or the right. It's a bit crazy. And then that section just there when I went a bit crazy, it's when you're going down, spiraling down. It felt like you're going to fall out your seat off the cliff. So maybe just a bit more realism,
Mm-hmm.
not going as steep and curvy
Agreed. Yeah. Now
at
this,
the
I'll be
same
honest,
time.
I totally didn't even see this right here. So that's why we kind of went to this video real quick. Is we're, instead of riding this, since these go pretty slow, we're just kind of going over the track, kind of getting views of it. So this is the second water ride that's in the park, and I think it's called the Armada, which is a pretty good. And I don't know why all of a sudden my camera's off level. um, yeah, I mean, I'm just constantly amazed at the views in this park.
Oh, perfect shot you got there, just of that big thing,
Sundial,
that
I think
that
is what
other
it's
flat
called.
ride thing, swinging thing. Um, that's it. Yeah, really nice view there. We're doing another
That's what I'm
twisty
calling that.
thing. Quite
So
exciting though.
yeah, and I like to, like, there could be more detail in these kind of tunnels, but I mean, obviously, I know there's a build limit, but I do like just the little things of even adding that little wooden pillar with the light to kind of give some light to it. Um, and forewarning, I might have. Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry, yeah, it's a nice layout. Definitely those steeper sections, you can see the Planet Coaster water doesn't overflow, obviously, but if you're going that steep, you definitely have a bit of a wave at the bottom hitting
Hmm.
the bottom of that cave. But just think of that. Where's the water going to
Yeah,
go?
that's true. I feel like water rides are tough to like build with realism because I just forget about that all the time. Like, that's why watching Nerd Chacho's stuff and his like building all those water tanks and stuff, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, so much goes into building a water ride. Because you're right, where's the water gonna go? It's gotta go somewhere. Um, yeah.
Always
And
finds
as
a
you can
way.
kind of see now, we're just kind of going on the orbit view of riding this gondola back down the mountain. so that we can just get kind of an aerial view of this space. And we just got a couple minutes left. So what kind of stood out to you, Plip?
Well, I hope it stands out to the people viewing, just to inspire you to do something different. I've really enjoyed looking at this park. It's been so refreshing to just see a park in a different light, and how you've been terraining your park is really nicely done. And
Mm-hmm.
the build style is consistent, and the way that you've got things integrated to take you up to the top, take you to the bottom. And we haven't even looked at the train line today. So yeah, really good. And I do hope you have enjoyed looking
Yeah,
at
and
it
as always in the
with us today.
description, I'm gonna have a link for you to be able to download it if I can find it on the. You know, I always try to go back on the web page and kind of copy it over to the YouTube channel, just because I know some people can download stuff that way. But yeah, just I think the log flume was really cool, and you know, it had that jolty moment. Um, but just the seeing the views of being that high up, and now we can see at night. Um, so now that you're seeing this at night, what are your thoughts about how it's lit up?
I think definitely on those paths all the way going up, you can see it's like a big ladder all the way. You need to be moving it across a little bit more, and along there you do need a bit of lighting. But yeah, really
Of
good.
course, yeah. And so
Thank you very much for
thank
having
you so
me.
much for joining me on this Plip. And as always, guys, make sure to hit the like button, go subscribe to Plip's channel, and I hope everybody has a wonderful rest of your day. See you next time.